Hello, I'm recording this after everything's already happened because I forgot to record it before everything has already happened. So to provide some context, I just graduated and I have a long holiday, right? So I wanted to start a project and I started a personal project. It's robotics related. I want to make a robot, right? And it's a very ambitious project that I probably won't finish. I'm not that hardworking. It's a robot that I wanted that robot to be all done by myself. The aim of this trip was to learn welding so that I can make the frame. I can weld the frame of the robot, right? There isn't any welding workshops or classes for kids in my local area. But my dad has a factory in China and they have welding, so I decided why not, make this a holiday also, a learning trip. And he didn't wanted to come with me, so I guess it's a solo trip. So I embarked on a 2-week trip. This was my childhood. I miss this. Just from those few clicks, I realized 2 things. Number 1, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Number 2, the mask is completely useless. All the mask does is that if I'm looking directly at the light, I don't become blind. But it still hurts like hell. So it means even with the mask, if I look at the light, it still burns my eyes. 那怎么办啊？这东西没用啊，我眼睛瞎了呀。Day 2 was all about getting used to the light. Just so you know, this is the only day that I woke up early. It's cold as shit! I didn't really have a plan going to this. I guess my plan was just to get blinded 10,000 times and figure something out, if you call that a plan. Here I started experimenting, I started getting used to the blindness. Here's a close-up view so I can tell you what it means to getting used to being blinded. Okay, let's analyze this clip. Bam! Over here my eyes have to be closed. If I open my eyes at this moment, I die. And then over here my eyes have to be open. The light from the melting metal gives me enough light to see what I'm actually doing. And I have to do this process for every single click. And make sure I stay alive after every single click. Now, obviously I'm not really good at it yet. My weld kind of just breaks. I decided to move on to the next stage and I started to weld pieces together. But due to my lack of skill, it was always the same process repeating itself. I weld, I get burned, and they break. I weld, they break. I weld, they break. Ah! I weld, wait. They break. That's improvement, okay? That's improvement. I don't care. It's improvement. Fuck. I weld, they break. Oh. Let's fucking go. This is what I call a strength test. It's not important now, but it will be important later. According to Sun Tzu Art of War, the welded part of your metal should be stronger than the metal itself. In my theory, if my weld is truly good, when I smack it with brute force, the welded part won't break. The metal would bend. That is what I want to achieve. Our welding sucks! I practiced a lot that night. I practiced the same thing. Just coordination between my hands and my eyes. Day 3 was all about figuring things out. Figuring how to make my weld better, how to make it stronger. And naturally, a process started repeating. I weld, I smack, I analyze. I weld, break, and I analyze. That is the face of someone who has no idea what the hell is going on. the process continues. I weld, I smack, and I analyze. I weld, I smack, and I analyze. And it did not take me long to figure out what was going on. Here's the problem. You see, even though I'm using the same settings, I don't know if you can see it. For some parts, I weld the hole. I weld through the metal. Oh fuck, it's hot. I weld through the metal. For other parts, I even touch the majority of the metal. Since it's so weak, and I don't know how to fix it. After a while, my eyes started to hurt, so I decided to take a break, and I decided to cut out the parts of the robot that was part of my final project. Before we start day 4, I want to talk about something. Up till now, I've been welding without a gas, without argon gas. Why is that important? If you search online, the work of professional welders, or at least amateur welders, look like this. While mine look like this. It looks like shit. Why is that so? It's because I don't have argon gas. What argon gas does is while the metal is white hot and 10 billion degrees, it protects the metal from rusting, which will make it look black and make it look like this. And I don't have that gas. So I came up with a new plan. What I would do is I will continue to do what I'm doing. I'll weld it, and then I will scrape off the surface of the weld and leave off a shiny metal, because the innards, the inside of the metal is still the same. Before, after. This might actually work. I know it doesn't look like a big difference, but trust me, it looks so much better. I have a crazy but stupid idea. You see that? You see this? I'm gonna kill myself. This is before. My phone quality sucks, but wait. This is before. This is after. Look at that! Look at that! What's so amazing about this is that the strength still holds. So if I... Oh, fuck! Yeah, I lied. By scraping off the metal becomes thinner and the part that's welded becomes weaker. So now I'm in a pickle. Despite that, I did find someone who has experience in welding, and he gave me some tips. But he also gave me a slice of reality.
就没有压服器，没有气，没有气没用啊，气压一个气压一个电。
Now I should think about it. I haven't really talked about how this thing works. So let this be an educational moment. So, alright, this number, I have no idea what that is, so don't care about it. Now, this is the amount of electricity flowing through the gun, right? So the higher the electricity, the more it burns. The lower the electricity, the smaller it burns. Now, this is important because let's see if the electricity is... Oh yeah, I need to talk about this. This is an earth wire. You need to connect it in order to burn. Right? If you don't connect it, it doesn't do anything. It doesn't burn at all. So back to the voltage thing. If your voltage is way too small, right? you don't really do anything. It doesn't penetrate the metal. It just makes a dot, right? But if your voltage is sky high, what happens is that you burn a hole. You burn a hole through the thing. So what's one thing that is so hard about welding is that for every piece of metal, the voltage needed in order to properly weld them is different. So the only thing you can do in order to gauge the correct voltage is to guess. You literally have to guess it. Why? I don't know. They don't give a voltage rating for every metal. You have to guess it. Which is stupid. The reason why it was so hard for me to acquire argon gas is because nobody sells it. The local supermarket don't sell argon gas in huge tanks so that a 16-year-old can go and do welding. And I am finding the gas, but it takes time. It takes a lot of time. So I decided why not use that time to focus on my technique. And so I started grinding, and I grinded a ton. I was already at a level where my hand-eye coordination is really good, so I rarely get blinded by the light. And this allowed me to just keep welding for hours upon hours without my eyes getting tired. But still, without the gas, you can only go so far. So I started losing hope. Time, this is what, day 4, day 5? I don't really know. It's hard. It's really hard. I think I can still manage it. Manage it. I need to get the skills right. I need to get the technical. Oh yeah, and there's still the gas problem. I don't have gas, so shit's going downhill. Okay, yeah, whatever. Blah blah blah. Stop emoing. Right after that, cringe moment, I received a call telling me that I got the gas. 那啥，电池啊？跟小炮弹一样。啊！好的，谢谢。It's really late. It is dark outside. It's also really cold. But I'm really, really excited. So, success weeks for no one. Is it leaking gas? Please don't tell me it's leaking gas. It's leaking gas. Yeah. Why is it leaking gas? No, this thing is precious. No. It wasn't a big problem. I solved it quite easily. Anyways, now I can finally experience what welding really is like. And it's so different. It feels so good once I can weld with the gas. I want to see if you can see a difference. Look at that. Look at that. I welded a lot that night, and it was the worst time for my phone to run out of battery. It paid me. There's so much footage that night that I've not captured. But I did weld one piece that I was really, really proud of. And on my phone's dying breath, while it was on 0% battery, I forced it to power on just to take one photo. I have no idea how I welded such a piece. I've showed this photo to many professional welders after this whole project, and they also have no idea how I produced this work of art. But I was so proud that night. After grinding for so long, after practicing and welding for so long until my eyes freaking burned out of their sockets, I produced this. Look at it! Look at it! Worship it! I don't know how, I don't know when, I don't know why, but I ran out of gas. I played too much last night. Yeah, I ran out of gas. Fuck. Yeah, day 5 started out awesome with me running out of gas. But that wasn't a big problem because now we found someone who sells the gas. So while I was waiting for the gas to come, I kind of just got distracted by my own project. I made this kind of Assassin's Creed hidden knife, I guess. Oh fuck. And just after a few hours, the gas came. I immediately started welding again. There we go. I'm gonna make another one, watch. Bam. This is what it looks like without the gas. It looks like this shit. This is what it looks like with the gas. Do you see the difference? Do you see how big of a difference this is? I love this thing. I wasn't recording. I hate the fact that I wasn't recording. But I welded this. And it looks beautiful. Alright, playtime's over. It's time to grind. Like, literally grind. These are the parts of the arm that I cut out 10 years ago. But never dared to touch them because I'm not good enough. Not that I am good enough, but I think I'm good enough. But if you notice, they all look like shit. They all look dirty. I'm gonna make them like this. By grinding the hell out of them. This took so long. This was so painful. I'm already a short person, but this made me feel shorter. My back after this feel like they were going to dislocate themselves. But after looking at the results, I have to say it was worth it. After that, I welded even more. To be honest, this whole time I was just avoiding welding the final project because I was scared. I was kind of just procrastinating it, but this gave me a confidence boost. That's a very creepy looking smiley. Yeah, I was pretty proud of this too. But enough said is said. It's time to weld the final project. And I immediately messed up. That little unevenness made the gap between the two sheets of metal too big for me to properly weld. I didn't notice it at first. Once I noticed it, I panicked. My initial plan was to, hit the metal and make it bend back into shape. That didn't work. I don't know why. But suffering from success, my weld was so strong, not only did it not break, it broke the bloody anvil. Ow! Alright, plan B was just to cut out new pieces of metal and I'll weld that instead. These 2 sheets of metal, they are not cleaned. They are not grinded, so they're not that clean. This time I welded both sides of the metal, so to prevent it from that unevenness ever happening again. The final project didn't really went as smoothly as I hoped. I made a lot of mistakes. My hands weren't as steady. I don't know if it's the nerves or something, but I just didn't do really well. There's a point of time I stopped listening to music. That's when you know I really got serious. But even me being serious doesn't really save the situation. It didn't turn out as good as I hoped. This is the photo of the final project when I weld together all the parts. It isn't as grand as you might have expected. It's not that perfect. There are many parts that I messed up. Mars is the name of the robot I'm trying to make. It's a very stupid and childish project, to be honest. I don't know how much storage my phone has. I probably only have a few, maybe a minute maximum. I don't feel proud. I don't feel disappointed either. But I definitely do not regret this experience. No, I don't regret it. I'm gonna forget all the pain and suffering that I had here though. Hopefully I can do that. And I'll play my heart out for the rest of this holiday, which is around 1 week. I definitely don't regret this experience. At least I did something during the holidays. At least I learned something. And I've way too much metal in my system. I guess that's that. I don't really have anything much to say. Maybe I didn't expect things would turn out this way. Too high hopes, too high expectations. Not really expectation, more of hope. Yeah, that's it. Day 6 I just played. I just had fun. Right after that day I'll be going to Shanghai. And then little after that I'll be going to Hangzhou. I'll be making videos on that, of course. I'll be making a video about traveling alone. To me, I think it's a journey of self-discovery. Oh yeah, it was also that day I found out that people under 18 cannot book and enter hotels alone. So that's a problem I have to fix, I guess. But if you're looking forward to that video, subscribe. I'm still working on it.